Hey everybody, Invisiblekatana here doing a Lootcrate DX unboxing. This month's theme is Playback. If you guys have not seen the unboxing, or a unboxing, or mine in particular, I did do an unboxing for the regular Lootcrate for this month. I really enjoyed that one, so you guys can check that out. That'll be one of the in-screen annotations, so you guys can check that out after this, or just find that it's one of my more recent videos, so you guys can check that out too. Although, be warned, apparently I talked a lot in that video. People didn't like it. Some people did, but a lot of people were just complaining. But I was excited. I thought it was a really good crate this year. Or this month, sorry. And I was really looking forward to this because that crate was so good, and that was just the normal crate. So very excited for this one. Main reason I got this is because Back to the Future is in it, and one thing that I realized like right before doing this is that the reason they're doing Back to the Future so much is because Ready Player One has a lot of Back to the Future stuff in it. Like even in the trailer, they use the Back to the Future notes at the very end, and I was like, oh, that's why they brought Back to the Future in for the whole playback thing. That was like the whole references to Ready Player One. So I was stupid and I didn't realize that. I was like, why'd they put this random old stuff in? It was because Ready Player One comes out like this week. So we're gonna get right into this. I'm super freaking excited for the Back to the Future stuff. They had it in Lootcrate DX before. It was one of the DeLoreans, and I already had one, so it was really funny. But I'm super excited. I feel like this is a house coat or something weird. What the heck? I think this is a house coat. Oh, it's ooh, nice. It's okay. This thing is huge, but it's a giant Pac-Man fleece. Holy crap! This thing is so big I can't even show you like the whole thing. But there's Pac-Man. There is I want to say that's Inky. I think Inky is blue. This is, oh my goodness, it's getting like caught on my hoverboard because it's Velcro. And then there's the dude. I don't know. Is that the old image I used for that? That was actually old Pac-Man, huh? That's funny. But yeah, super duper old school Pac-Man giant fleece. Like this thing is huge, which is great. So this I would assume is like the giant item. Is the fleece blanket. It is exclusive to Loot Crate, so that's definitely cool. I like this. This is cool. It's definitely throwback. This is the old arcade cabinet art, which is really cool as a fleece. Like it's so funny looking at these old things because they never look like the characters actually do. Even back then, it was like just put the dots as the picture, and then they always give them feet and weird stuff. It's like, it's not as bad as like Mega Man box art, but there's Pac-Man blanket fleece, so that's cool. So, and we got something else in plastic here. Oh, there we go. It's my Back to the Future item. Looks like I'm about to pull out a lunch bag. What the heck is this? So we have the flux capacitor, of course, shield your eyes from light. We got a bunch of DeLoreans on the back there. It's like a little pouch. Oh, it's like it's a pouch with a bunch of pockets. Is this, what the heck? Hold up. I think it's a reversible. Holy crap. Dang, that's fancy. Alright, I like this. This is cool. It's a giant bag. Well, not a giant bag, but it's a duffel bag. So the whole bag was stuffed into this, so you can fold the whole thing inward into that little slot, and you'll have your whole bag there. So that's pretty awesome. I assume there's no design on the inside. Yeah, it's just gray on the inside, but got your DeLoreans all around, so that's pretty cool. And then you have, like I said, the flux capacitor on the front, so that's definitely an awesome item. Nice little bag, and then you can stuff it all right back into the little space in there. So that's really cool. I actually think that's a really cool thing. Not necessarily reversible, but you can stuff it, so that's definitely an awesome item. I wish it was apparel, I'm not gonna lie, but they did do apparel for the for Back to the Future in the regular crate, so that's cool too. Although we do have apparel, which is awesome, and not what I was expecting. So along with, this is really cool, along with the old school arcade cabinet Pac-Man fleece blanket, we have Pac-Man kill screen, which is super cool. I love that. It is a t-shirt though. I've mentioned this before. The last couple of times I got the DX crate, I've been a little mad that they've been doing t-shirts, because the whole point of the DX crate is that at least as far as I'm concerned, all the apparel I think should be at least long sleeve shirts. Like if it's gonna just be a shirt, at least a long sleeve shirt. It doesn't have to be a hoodie or anything. Although I always wish that, like I got like one sweatshirt, and every other time I'm like, man, I hope it's a hoodie, and I always get t-shirts. But at least a long sleeve shirt. But this, still awesome. I love Pac-Man. It's got the cherries on the back, so there you go. That's messed up. There you go. So it's still super sweet, and it's I love the fact that it's like Pac-Man before you even move, so it still has ready on it. So it's like he's not even actually, he's just a circle. But this is cool. I definitely like this. So that's actually really awesome. So I love this shirt for sure. Like I said, that's just a personal thing because I always feel like every time they do a regular t-shirt, even though other items are definitely cool, I always feel like it's weird that they don't just make everything at least a long sleeve shirt. I feel like that should be the standard, is at least a long sleeve t-shirt. But I still love it. You know, all the t-shirts are always cool. So that's awesome. We got some figure, I think. Oh, it was Batman. Okay. So we have Batman, the animated series, bendable figures. So some of you guys might remember that, I think it had to be a DX crate. That was like, I want to say that was probably last summer, I believe. They had the old school Batman, the 1960s Batman, and that was pretty cool. And they had bendable figures in that, and that was like a huge set. This is just obviously just Batman and Robin, but they had it was Batman. I want to say it was Batman, Penguin, Catwoman, Joker, and possibly Two-Face. I believe there are 5. It may have been Robin is the other person, because that, you know, it's Batman and Robin. But yeah, they have bendable figures there as well. So this is cool. I actually like the box for this better too, because it has the animated series style, so it's, you know, black on the outside. But that's definitely cool. So the Batman sculpt is by Christopher Meadows, and the Robin sculpt is by Magic Wand Studio, and Paint Masters by Christopher Meadows. And I've definitely heard that name, probably a million other famous, you know, really popular figures. But that's definitely cool. So Batman and Robin, bendable figures. That's really cool. It's been a long time since I've seen, like, you know, Batman and Robin stuff, like old animated series. Oddly enough, the last time I saw a Batman and Robin toy was in a horror movie. It was the craziest thing. I was like, that's Robin from the Batman and Robin animated series. It was just like sitting on the fireplace in the movie, and I was like, nobody ever does that, but that's cool. Oh, and I know what this last thing is. So this is really funny. So Ready Player One. The funny thing about this, the reason it's funny to me, is because I've had Lootcrate for, I think this is my 3rd year, I believe, and they had Ready Player One in one of the crates before, and I never read it. I was like, always like, I've heard about this book. It's super nerdy. Is, you know, the video game version, you know, future gaming version, Willy Wonka style. It's like, I gotta read that one day. Movie's coming out this week, and I was like, I'm totally gonna read it. And then yesterday I was talking to somebody, and she was like, you should just watch the movie first, because the book is always better, so that way you get to experience both. And I was like, that's a really good point. Instead of trying to rush through a book in like 3 days, I should just watch the movie, be like, that was cool, and then read the book. So now I have 2 copies of the book to kind of be like, yeah, you haven't read me. So Ready Player One. So if you guys didn't have that before, you got it now. But this was in the regular crate. Like I said, I want to say it was within my 1st year I actually got Ready Player One. So it's good that they did that. They were just like, we got all these extra effing copies. Movie's coming out. Perfect excuse. So this was the bonus item that they were just throwing in for this month. But there it is right there. The artist with the DeLorean. So once again, that's why all the Back to the Future stuff was being thrown in, which personally love Back to the Future. Got my hoverboard. Oh, you can see it. It's on my phone. But yeah, I believe that is it. Oh, and we have our pen, which is actually super cool. They've been doing some really good pens for the DX crates. This month we have technically 3 pens. I thought it was just one long pen, but it's 3 separate pens. I actually own one of these games, but it's what am I thinking? Atari cartridges. So that's super cool. So we got Pitfall, River Raid, and Kaboom. I do have Pitfall because I bought it at an old shop because I have an Atari, even though I don't have the power cords. I just have it because super nerd. But Activision and the Atari cartridges, 3 separate pins. Well, there you go. But that's cool. I definitely love this. I think that's a cool idea to have it as 3 separate, you know, I mean, obviously the different games, different cartridges. So have 3 separate, you know, small pins. So that's probably some of my favorite pins they've ever put in there, like this. And actually, the one that they have for this month's regular crate was Galaga, which I love Galaga. It's like Galaga's #1, and then Miss Pac-Man is like right under there, but Galaga was always like #1 for me. So that was really cool. And then of course we have our booklet, and then on the inside of the box, classic Waka Waka Waka. So, whoops, sorry about that. But that is the Loot Crate DX for the month. So they have the exclusive Pac-Man t-shirt. Most people would crack under the daily pressures of avoiding ghost attacks, but Pac-Man has stayed the course since 1980. Channel Pac-Man's boundless energy in this tee, which plays homage to the kill screen glitch on the 256 board of the original Pac-Man arcade cabinet. Of course, licensed by Bandai Namco, made by Loot Crate. Then we have the exclusive Pac-Man throw blanket in case you come down with the case of Pac-Man fever. Stay warm with this fleece throw blanket, featuring the side graphics from the original Pac-Man arcade cabinet. You know what they say, an apple or cherry or strawberry a day keeps the doctor away. And then you have the exclusive, pretty much yeah, everything in here is exclusive except for Ready Player One and the Batman and Robin figure. So the pin is exclusive, Pac-Man stuff, and then the Back to the Future collapsible duffel bag. So perfect for when you have to schlep. No one uses schlep to schlep your loot between different time zones or dimensions. This lightweight collapsible duffel features the DeLorean's different looks throughout the trilogy and folds up into the flux capacitor pocket when not in use. I did not notice that, so now I have to like look at this thing. So it's got, oh, I can see it now, yeah. So it's got Back to the Future Part 2, the wheels are sideways because that's when it was flying all the time. Got the original Back to the Future, and I can't really see. Yeah, don't, oh, there it is. Yeah, Back to the Future Part 3 is, like, right in the middle here. It's actually odd, like, if I, like, pan it up, hopefully that actually works. You can see you don't really see, like, any of the three, like, at all. And then I think it was on this bottom edge here somewhere. One of these freaking edges. I lost it. Where is it at? It's somewhere on here, but the third one is on here. But I was mostly seeing 1 and 2. Yeah, they kind of threw 3 just off into the corners here. Like you barely see 3 at all. So that's unfortunate, but that's definitely cool. So collapsible, all that good stuff. Batman and Robin bendable figures. It takes a lot of flexibility to jump around and chase bad guys on blimps and Art Deco style buildings, which is why these bendable, posable figures from 1992's Batman the Animated Series are the perfect action figure representation of the dynamic duo. So it's definitely cool. Then of course the Activision exclusive pin set. Keep your retro pin game strong with these 3 throwback pins featuring classic 80s Activision console games, Grand Prix, Pitfall, and Kaboom. And then, of course, the bonus Ready Player One book. Read the book that inspired the movie, John Wade Watts on his quest to discover an eccentric billionaire's hidden Easter eggs in a vast virtual reality game with tons of 80s nostalgia along the way. So, definitely an awesome DX crate this month. And then we have the Mega crate, which is the Vive, HTC Vive VR System Plus, a Corsair 1 Pro compact gaming PC, bunch of fancy words that basically come out to $2,800, so that's definitely cool. I didn't win that because I didn't get an email, so hopefully you guys did. Somebody out there did, but definitely an awesome crate. I really enjoyed this. This is a really good month. Regular crate was great. DX crate, super cool. Love the arcade cabinet style fleece. Love the t-shirt, which was long sleeve, like I said, but still a great shirt. Back to the Future. Anything Back to the Future for me is freaking awesome, but I would have loved it if the fleece was Back to the Future. If it was just a giant flux capacitor, honestly, I would have lost my mind if that was the item, but still love that. And then, of course, we have the Batman and Robin figures here, bendable figures. I'll probably leave these in the box just like I left the other ones in the box. I never took them out. And then we have our cool Activision Atari pins. So definitely love this crate. And then, of course, bonus Ready Player One, which I have 2 copies of it now, so I'll probably hand that off to somebody or do something with that. But thought this was a really good crate. That was a really good DX crate. Obviously, I solely got it because of Back to the Future, but I love Pac-Man, and I like Batman too, so I was happy with the animated figure stuff. Both Pac-Man items are really cool. Love the t-shirt. Love the fleece. That's just a silly thing to have, especially with it being the arcade cabinet art. I think that makes it even cooler instead of it just being like normal, like a giant fleece of a map or something. That does make it a bit cooler. So I really love this crate. I think this was really good. Like I said, I really love the regular crate for this month. It's hard to say which one I like more, to be totally honest. And that's only because I haven't really loved a regular monthly crate in like a long time where it was like I loved every single item. So I don't know. I think my excitement for that, because I was expecting to just be like, oh, I like this or that. I like every single thing. So I might say just because it surprised me how much I enjoyed it, I still like the regular crate more. But as far as like what I would admittedly choose, totally go DX crate because I love the fleece. I love the shirt. Bendable figures are awesome. Back to the Future, although Back to the Future did have a t-shirt, so kind of balance there because I'll use this shirt way more than I use the duffel bag. But love the bag, especially the fact that it's collapsible, so that's probably the coolest thing. I thought it was a backpack for a second, which I would have loved a backpack, but definitely a great crate. Of course, would love to know what you guys thought about the items in this month, so please comment below. Let me know your favorite items, least favorite items. With everything that we had, what would you guys have swapped around? I mean, I don't know if anyone has ever made bendable Back to the Future figures. That would be interesting. Obviously, we had 2 Pac-Man items, so I think that's fairly rare for what I can recall from the other DX crates that I've had. In general, that tends to be rare. They don't normally do 2 items from one franchise. We don't see that very often, like across the board. So that's pretty interesting. But like I said, I would have loved to have seen like the fleece be Back to the Future, or for sure if there are some rare bendable Marty and Doc figures, I absolutely would have loved those. Probably would have taken those out to get some pictures, but I don't know. But I love everything as it is right now. But yeah, I think the only thing I would have probably swapped is maybe the Back to the Future with the fleece, just to have like a Back to the Future fleece. But I do have a bag now, so anything new that's Back to the Future is pretty much just perfect in my book. Just the more I'll use it, is the more I love it. But really enjoyed this. Like I said, would love to know what you guys thought about the items in this crate. Obviously, with it being playback, it's basically just all things retro. So if you guys haven't seen, the regular unboxing, there's some other retro stuff in there as well. So it's like, what would you guys have liked to have seen in this playback crate with it being the DX version? You got like tons of old stuff. Playback could be Mario, Sonic. At this point, you could kind of go Crash Bandicoot. I mean, that just got a remaster, so it's like that's how old it is. They had to remaster it from like generations ago. So obviously, this is like way, way back to 80s, but we're in 90s a little bit with Batman. But I like it. I like what we got. Like I said, would love to know what franchises you guys would have kind of put in yourself as far as old school 80s stuff. Obviously, there's like anything Transformers. I would have lost my mind if this was just a crate full of Back to the Future and Transformers. I would have been perfect. Like if Transformers fleece or another Transformers shirt, I could use a million of those. So I only have like 2 maybe or 1. No one will do this, but if they put like some old school metal Transformers figures, that would never happen because that would be expensive. But I would lose my mind if we ever got like a metal Transformers figure, especially if it was Soundwave. I'd be through the roof. But Transformers would be awesome. Ninja Turtles, of course, would be awesome. Like the classic stuff, G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is like my number 3, but Transformers first, then Ninja Turtles. I love me some Turtles, but Transformers comes first. But yeah, love this one. Like I said, I want to know what you guys thought about it. What would you switch around as far as the items, how they've been arranged? What would be the fleece? What would be the shirt, the bag? Even the pins, what would you have changed for that? And what would you have changed for the bendable figures? What franchises would you guys have taken out of this? Or at least, 2 Pac-Man items, so just swap one of those. Which one would you have taken out and put a different franchise in? Definitely want to know what you guys thought about this one as a whole. So please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.